Hey, and welcome back to Testa's Tuesday Tips. Still up here at the Taxidermy Show in Woodland. And a little while ago I was just saying you never know who you're going to run into when you go to one of these shows. And I was just talking to Ken Walker and we were commiserating about our Bigfoot stuff. And then we ran into Justin here. Some of you people might recognize him, some of you might not. But he's kind of a known Bigfoot guy. You want to tell us a little bit about your situation?
My name's Justin Smeja. I'm from here in Sacramento, and about 6 years ago, I shot and killed 2 Bigfoots, and I started telling people about it, and it's all right.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a lot. Wow,
that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, so
you never tell anybody because they say you're insane.
Well, I
you.
called Fish and Game, and
You
I
did.
was like, "Hey guys, I got a story for you guys. I'll take you to the body." And they're like, yeah, click.
Really?
Hang up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Really?
yeah. The long story short, I got introduced to Ken Walker, and they say, oh, there's this taxidermist. He's really into Bigfoot, and so I started describing to him what I had seen, and I described. He'd ask me really specific questions. You know,
Right.
what color were their eyes? Did
This
they have
and that,
this
what
or
kind of
that?
noise they make.
Yeah,
and
how
all that.
big
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
and all that. And after listening to my story, he had these other encounters, had these other witnesses that had the same sort of stories that I did, and had all the same details, stuff that you just can't make up. For me, it was never a matter of truth or is Bigfoot real or not. I never knew anything about Bigfoot. One day, I saw 3 together. I saw a big one and 2 little ones, and I ended up shooting one of them. We looked at it up close. This wasn't a bear. It was different. And so nowadays, everybody's like, "Well, get to the what happens?"
Yeah.
Well, I went on a couple TV shows. I told people my story, and they called me crazy. So,
Yeah, you took a lot of grief for.
there's a
for
guy
coming
named
forward.
Anderson Cooper, right? And he's like, "I got this show. We look into people, and you know." So they called me and they say, "We'll put you on the show." I'm like, all we need you to do is take a polygraph.
I'll take it, right?
No problem. Long story short, I ended up taking 3 over the course of a couple different shows, and it was always the same thing. Bigfoot's real. I saw 3, and since then I've taken people back there, and they've actually seen other ones. It's a really specific area. It's at 7,000 feet, and it takes guys like Ken that have actually had encounters and seen anything to validate my story, because everybody's just like, that's just too crazy. I don't buy it. Well, I can only tell you, I don't have any real proof.
Right.
Nobody does.
No. But Ken, I've known Ken for 20-something years.
Yeah.
And he came out and he did whatever. He must believe you.
I had a great reputation the day before this happened.
Right.
I've killed over 300 big game animals. I have traveled and done. If it was going to happen to somebody, it would happen to somebody like me. Somebody that's been hunting their whole life.
And Ken always said, hunters will see them. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, after I posted my story, after I went on a couple TV shows, I would get all these guys from Facebook that would private message me, guys that have been hunting for 20 years, and they say, 10 years ago I saw one in the deserts of Arizona, blah, 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 and they tell me this really fascinating story. I'm like, wow, that's cool. Do you want to be on TV and tell somebody about that?
Nope.
No, I never told nobody. You're the first person I told, and then they might block me on Facebook for suggesting such a thing.
Yeah.
These things are out there. Why we haven't discovered them, I don't know.
Ken and I were just speculating. He has reason to believe he believes they know about him, and have
The
reasons
government?
for not. Yeah.
Well, about a month after I called Fish and Game, they did show up at my house. And they were like, hey, so this Bigfoot thing, let's talk about this. So 2 words, I told them the whole story. Then they're just like, so you don't have a body? No. Okay, well, we'll talk to you later.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what would have happened. Well, anyway, this is just a bonus for me. I was just filming some stuff for my YouTube channel. And me and Ken and I, and then Alan Burrell, another master taxidermist, who's had some stuff. Last year, we just started BSing about stuff and our, mine in the Marble Mountains and all that. And
Of course.
never told anyone for 25 years because...
Well, I figured all taxidermists, for the most part, they're hunters. Is that, true enough?
Right.
And so if it's going to happen to somebody, it's going to happen to a hunter. It's not going to happen to a golfer.
Right. And Alan said he thought he was going to be the first taxidermist to get to mail one, and then his thing went all crazy on him, and then it went down into this, they call it the hole. He said, I ain't going there.
Well, it's crazy because you see this thing, it looks like a monkey. You've heard about him before. And it's like, this can't be real. This cannot be real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like your mind won't let you believe that you're actually seeing this.
And that's what another thing I was saying when me and Ken were talking last night again is I believe that it's so far out there that as a rational person, your mind just says no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people you would go, I didn't see, like your mind doesn't want to believe what your eyes are seeing,
I took a guy out, actually another taxidermist that's here, and he told me, he's like, you know what, I was sitting at my stand tonight and I saw something, and I thought it was a Bigfoot. But it must have been a bear, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Because, I only saw it for half a second and went from here to there, and I was like, oh, so it was a bear? Well, it looked like a Bigfoot. But it was a bear.
Had to be. Because it's the only rational explanation.
And I think that happens all the time with, bears crossing the road or whatever. I mean, it's not like everybody's seeing them. This is something that's rare. Like where I live, they say there's 6,000 mountain lions in the state. Well, there might be 300 Bigfoots. So statistically, nobody will ever see one.
And think about a mountain lion as an example. 6,000 mountain lions. You never, how many do you actually see? You might be lucky to see one in your lifetime, even when you're out hunting. Doesn't mean they're not there.
I've heard you could measure people's time in the woods by how many mountain lion sightings they've had.
No,
if somebody says 3 or 4, that's hard to believe. You must be a hunting guide or something.
Right, exactly.
Because you spend a ton of time in the woods.
Right.
I've never seen a Bigfoot before this, and I spent all that time in the woods. And it's not like I've seen a bunch since. I spent a bunch of time in this area with these professional, they call themselves professional Bigfooters. I've taken the night vision and got motion sensors, we got choppers and just all this different things. And
but come on, you're going into their home turf. They know you're there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're not going to
We do get a glimpse of one every now and then. And by that I mean this happened 6 years ago, and 2 or 3 times since then people have actually seen them up there.
Yeah.
Credible people in law enforcement, those types.
Right. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, man. It's great to meet you. And as soon as I saw, then I go, oh God, I know this guy. And thanks for talking to me for my little bit deal that I'm doing on my Testa Tuesday tips. And again, always go to your state taxidermy association show because you never know who you're going to run into. And that's most of the fun. And we'll see you next time on Testa's Tuesday tips.